Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I love pendulums. I made a video about dynamis, and I've played a lot more pendulums. And today I'm going to be making a video about one of the least talked about pendulum archetypes that I think, for how little it's talked about, it's actually pretty good. So, with that, let's get into the chords of Solfa. So, Solfachords were released with Ursartix and Ogdoadic in Ancient Guardians, probably one of the biggest deck build sets of all time, because none of the three have seen any competitive success, but it's a pendulum archetype that has some kind of goofy gimmicks. So, let's talk about it. To start off, there are a bunch of Solfachord monsters all going from level 1 all the way up to 8. So there are a lot of main deck monsters for this, and each one of them has a really fun effect in the Pendulum Zone, where the Pendulum summons of your Solfachord monsters cannot be negated for most of them, and your opponent cannot activate spell trap, or monster effects when your Solfachord Pendulum monsters is pen summoned. And that's what the higher level ones do. It's pretty awesome, and gives you a good amount of insulation for your plays. Now I'll talk about what the cards do and what the deck does as well. Cutea is a Rhoda. Adds a Solfachord from deck to hand. Drumia is genuinely just a free extender, because if you control a Solfachord in your pen zone, you can special them from your hand. So this is a great way to make it beyond the pendulum. Fantia is adds a Solfachord pen monster from your deck to your X deck face up. So just slap one into the X deck face up. Aletia, on normal specimen, bounces a spell trap that can sometimes come in handy. Gracia, on normal specimen, searches a Solfachord spell trap. Angelia can tribute a Solfachord Pendulum, even if it is face down, and specify a Solfachord Pendulum from your deck, whose pen scale is 2 higher or 2 lower than the monster except for Angelia. Pretty good. Utea is a weird one. You can target a face up, or a quick effect, you can target a effect monster your opponent controls. And you can also target a spell trap, but use Banshee when it leaves the field, and also can conditionally pop stuff during the damage step. Now, Cuoraria, or however you call it, is the main deck boss monster of the archetype. It can be specified by tributing 2 pen monsters. You can only use each of the deck's effects hard ones per turn. You can target a face-up card your opponent controls, or up to 2 cards if you have an odd pendulum scale in your pendulum zone. Negate its effects until the end of the turn. So it's either acts as like 1 effect negation or a double effect negation. So this is really good going second tool to help force out interaction. And it has a second effect of when an effect of a monster on the field is activated, and it has equal or lower attack than the highest pendulum scale of in your pendulum zone times 300, you can destroy the monster. So it's a situational ghost over mostly. Now, these are all the main deck monsters. Now I'll get into the spell and traps. Do-Re-Mi Chord Elegance is amazing. You can place a Solfachord into your pen zone. You can add a Solfachord pen monster from your hand to your X deck, so mostly you just put one Solfachord from your hand to your X deck face up. Then you can set scales, and then you can send both a odd and an even Solfachord card from your pen scales to draw 2. So the main effect is going to be just setting free scales, which is an amazing effect. And if you're seeing a little thing, this deck revolves around having odd and even scales, and that will come up more with, not with Harmonia, but very soon. Harmonia is the field spell, an amazing field spell. You can add a face-up Solfachord pen monster from your X deck to your hand, so just recycles Solfachord, kind of like Dynamis Charge. Shout out. You can increase the pendulum scale of one Solfachord card by its in the pendulum zone by its level for the turn. So this way you are actually able to summon out Sewer Area, or however you say it, the big one. Because other than that, you don't really have an in-archetype way of summoning out for a pendulum summon. And then the final effect that I don't use at all, if you control a Solfachord pen monster with at least, or pendulum monsters with at least 3 different pendulum scales, or at least 3 different odd pendulum scales, destroy one card your opponent controls. So we can turn it into a pop, and you can use each effect. You can only use each effect once per turn, but it has 3 effects, so that's really good. Now for the one trap card, Musica. Its main effect is if you it activates based on the pendulum scales of Solfachord pendulum cards you control. Does not need to be in scales, just up that you control. If you have a odd, you can special summon a odd from your Fate X deck. If you have an even, special summon an even pendulum from your X deck, and if you have an odd and even, it's a pop. That's the main part. It is a searchable pop on your opponent's turn. Very good disruption. Now with other cards, Harmonized Magician is able to summon purple poison to make Borload. Diviner of Herald is amazing in this deck. You can send a fairy, which you'll send Trias Hierarchia, and then Hierarchia will summon itself out by tributing Herald, and when Herald is tributed to summon a level 2 or lower fairy, Cutea is a fairy. So Herald is just full combo. Protecting Spirit can summon itself out if the effect of a fairy monster you control is activated. So it's just free extension. We've got Divine or Dragon Shrine for Darkworm and Gate 0 for just starting stuff, and then we move on to the X deck, and I'll read you guys the Solfachord ones. So first I'll start off with the bad one, the Link 2. You during the main phase, you can add a Pendulum monster from your hand to the X deck face up, and one face up Pendulum monster from the X deck to the hand, so it switches them. And then as long as one of them has a even pendulum scale and the other has an odd pendulum scale, so even worse. When you pendulum summon a Solfachord monster or monsters, you can target one of them, add a Solfachord monster from your deck to your hand whose level equals the pendulum scale of that monster. So if you pendulum summon using it, you get a search, but most part this won't come up beyond the pendulum, it's better. Now for the crazy support card, Grand Solfachord Coolio. Like this card single-handedly makes the deck like playable, I would say. More than playable, good. But it gains 100 attack for each face-up pendulum monster in your extra deck. The activated effects of pendulum monsters this card points to cannot be negated, which is really good. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon one Solfachord card with an odd pendulum scale from your pendulum zones to a zone this card points to. If you do, negate that activation. Then you can add a Solfachord pendulum monster with an even pendulum scale from your deck to your face-up extra deck. So, if you control a odd or a in your pendulum zone, you have a Solfachord with odd scale. It is a monster negate, summons out that monster, and then sends a even pen scale Solfachord from deck to face up extra deck. It is insane, especially when you realize that you can summon the big one off of Coolio, giving you an extra piece of interruption. Now I'll quickly go over the rest of the deck and then we'll get into the replays. We got Borload, we got Double Beyond the Pendulums, we have Absolute Dragon into a Vortex Dragon because we actually have a few level 7s that you can play, so it doesn't come up that much, but it's pretty good. We got IP, and then we got the stuff that you do off of IP. You got Unicorn and Mech-Knight Crusadia Astrum. We have an access code and Appaloosa. Usually an end board that you're going for is going to be Coolio with a big one in the Spell and Trap or Pen Zone. You got a Musica and a Borload Savage Dragon. And with this deck, there's a lot of fault. You can look at the extra deck for yourself. That's not super important. But that is the deck. Now, how does it play? Well, I'll show you. Let's get into the game. First replay, we are going to be going first against Dark Magician playing, the fun card. And, okay, I don't like that. We'll see if we can play, because we have a bit of a silly opener with the Trias. So we're going to start off with the Dragon Trend, trying to bait the interaction. Oh, yeah, we bait the Ash. Let's go. Now we are going to immediately activate Elegance, scale the Angelic, normal summon the Dark Worm to get the Supreme Gates here. Now we are going to Pendulum Summon. We are going to make a Kulia Pass. Now, I know this doesn't look like much, but it is at least threatening a Negate and a Ghost Ogre. So, Red Eyes Fusion, no. I've had too much PTSD from Display right here. No, we don't like Display. No, bad. So, we negate it. They go Timaeus, the United Dragon, actually beat over the big one. And we pass. We're kind of in trouble until we top deck the Harmonia, which allows us to add back the Zoo Area to Pen Summon back 3, Reballing. We add the Musica, which is the pop, which should summon out a Putea, just get more into rotation. Now we can banish that. We go into the battle phase, we go beats, get an A-Nade on. Then we make an IP so that we can make Unicorn on our opponent's turn. So we have Unicorn and the same play that we did prior. And they draw and say, nope, we done. So, that's the deck going first, even though that was a iffy hand. What happens when the deck goes second? Let's find out. Going second, and oh dear, we've opened 1, 2, 3, 4 1-ofs. And what is still cooking over here with which the Black Forest? Alright, well, we'll see what happens. We're going to go Purple Poison, Wisdom Eye effect to get double Iris, and then Pen Summon 3, overlay into Time Star. Time Star is going to add Charge de Fleur. Interesting. Summon, and we'll use the protection to not pop the double Iris. Send an Shouted. Ah, brother, this guy stinks. And add a Pendulum Moon, Crowley. At this point, I was starting to freak out because I don't know what's happening. We normal summoned a Black Fang and pass. Now, with 4 1-ofs, what can we do? Ooh, Dragon Trine's a good one. Summon back the Dragon Trine. Now, I make a misplay here. Not really a misplay, but a misclick by scaling the QTEA. I want to normal summon the QTEA. That's fine. We make Beyond the Pendulum. We get a Gracia, and then we Pen Summon. Here's one issue, though. We only have even pen scales. We have no odd Solfachord scale, so that turns off a large amount of our interaction. We bounce that. We go for Crusadia Avernus. I activate this really with no idea what I'm doing, but I do it anyway. With Black Fang, Purple Poison to pop the Harmonia, and pass. I am right now betting on this Crusadia Astrum for survival. Oh gosh, they just drew us. Pendulum Moon. Add 2 back, pretty nutty. Then summon a lot. They go double Iris effect, Astrograph. We get another double Iris and start Pendulum Graph. Time Star. We get Sage de Fluid. To pop these 2. I chain the Musica just to summon myself out. So I get another Surge with Gracia. I was very sad that I don't have a odd Pendulum scale here. Double Iris Magician, we make... Pause. Daybreaker. Interesting. Daybreaker 2, it's our Pendulum Graph 1, we get Celestial Magician. Another double Iris Shooter. Time Pendulum Graph, unfortunately. Took me a while to read the entire text. This does out the Astrum Max. They go... Celine. Oh, hi there! And go End Phase. Here, they sure Time Pendulum Graph. I'm trying to bait out the Time Pendulum Graph and maybe see if they'll not do the thing, but they do protect with the Time Star, sending the Astrum. I am able to shuffle back the Javelin, but what can I really do here? I can summon out 3. I can bounce the Purple Poison. I'm going to summon out a Ritual Black Forest from the... I have double Elegance. Why not? We make Kulia. That can't do anything because I don't have enough. And then, cards happen once again. Pendulum Graph, sending my entire board. At this point, I believe I just say, I'm done with this, and scoop it up. So this is what happens when you do not open or find an easy way to get to a odd pendulum scale, or even an even one, whichever one you're missing. That's the bad thing that happens. But now, I'm showing really the worst side of the deck. Let's go to a best of 3 versus meta. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, for this glorious best of 3 versus meta, we're going to be going against pure matchmaking. Oh boy, let's see. Can we play through double interaction? Dragon Shrine. Oh, they got it resolved. Supreme Queen Dragon Darkroom effect? Gosh. Oh, okay. I'm almost in the Harmonize because that's really the only thing I can do. Beyond the Pendulum. Oh, okay. This is not looking good. We can Harmonia. We can pencil in back the Darkworm. But once again, you meet our little friend. No access to an odd scale. So, we pass here. Top deck. What's that? Full combo. So now, we get to watch full combo. Since I hadn't seen Firewall, or the Firewall variant, I decided to watch it out. They get Alan Bershin. What's that? The boy. The homie himself. Mathematic Circular. We get back the Diameter. Update Jammer. Transcode Talker. Oh, I wonder what's about to happen. Something horrible and scary. Oh, hi there, friend! And then, they decide to do a flexion. Pop my entire board, except for Beyond the Pendulum, to a certain extent. Battle phase. I am very much dead. Yep. Let's go to game 2. Game 2, I'm once again going first, and no hand traps. Don't mind if I do. This is what happens, even though we've opened once again to one of those that are kind of bricks. What the deck can do? Diviner, send Trias. The Diviner, summon out Kutea, what are we going to add here? We are going to add a Dreamia, because why not? Beyond the Pendulum, we are going to go for the Harmonizing. Now we are going to Elegance, we are going to scale the Gracia, and then we are going to pen summon out for Gracie's going to add a Harmonia, we're going to make a Coolia, we're going to make a Borlode Savage, and I have a Dreamia, don't question it. We're going to add a Kutea back to hand and pass turn. So, what is this board threatening? We have the Coolia Negate. We have a Ghost Ogre with the big one. Borlode Savage, and we have a Pop. Now, let's see what they draw for turn. An Infib. Alright, that baits out a negation, so can they play through it? We shall see. Subtraction effect. Okay. Addition effect. Okay. Overlay. Island Version. So I could have negated here, but I realized that they still have 3 cards in hand and have not used their normal summon, so I decided that I just want to keep material out the board. This is probably a dumb move, but hey, I did it anyways. So I just Ghost over it. Circular, send the Sigma. Sigma send itself back. Circular, we add, I would like to say we still have not used the Boral Savage. Now they go Silent Mining. I think, hey, this is my chance. They're down to 2 cards in hand. I still have a Pump. Weenie Day. That made them go nicely. They make a Link Karibo, which freaks me out because that was my last piece of interaction. Bring back the addition. Oh no, they did that. They have a Splash Mage. Music about the Splash Mage. And they scoop it up. That is the full Solfachord experience. Let's go. Now let's go to a game 3 where they're going to be for the first time going first. Oh dear. Going second and well, good game, I guess. Let's start off with the Silent Mining, pitching the Silent 9 to add a Circular. Circular does the thing. Circular sends Sigma. Sigma sends itself back. Circular, so super factorial. Make Alan Bershin. Alan Bershin is going to add Diameter. Diameter is going to summon back the Circular. We're going to make Splash Mage now. Splash Mage summon back to Sigma. Make Link Decoder. Make a Transcode Talker. Link Decoder summons itself back. Transcode Talker summons back the Splash Mage. Now we're going to go into Firewall. Parallel Exceed. Summon another Parallel Exceed. Now we're going to go into a Decode. Pay 1,000 to draw a card. Another one. Now they are going to buff the Firewall, make a Link Rebuild, and pass. How do I break this board? Well, that's the funny thing. I don't. So, that would have been nice. They send, pay to draw. Gosh. Almost on the Diviner. They infib. That was probably a misplay. But at the same time, scale. I just realized I can't even Pendulum Zone Master. It's had to evenly match. Pass turn. Do it to me already. Go to battle phase. Dark Fluid. I changed the Juru's form, but Dark Fluid has more text. And that is lethal. Now, with that, let's go to the deck review. Here we are back with the deck, and what? Genuinely disappointed with how it performed. I've been playing it earlier and I felt fine, but it didn't do that great. So, let's talk about the deck, the pros and cons. One, a lot of different forms of interaction with this deck. You have Omnis, you have Pops, you can go into an Appaloosa, you can just say, Avermax Pass, have fun, buds, buckos. That's one. Second, it has a bunch of various like starters that will do it, like Dragon Shrine does it, Herald does it, like, even like normal summon Kutea does it really. And like thirdly is it has a grind game / some cards are just custom cards. Like Coolia is a custom card. Elegance is a custom card. Harmonia is a custom card. They're just so good, and with all the advantage they gain you, even if your opponent like breaks through most of your board, they're not going to stand a chance in the grind game. Now, to the cons. Number 1, the bricks. Let's count them out, friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5? At least 5 bricks really in the main deck. That makes this deck highly inconsistent in opening the cards that you want to see. You really want to open Diviner every single round. Every single game, every single turn you want to see a Diviner. But you don't get that a lot. So the deck is just very bricky. Second, doesn't do super well going second, even though it seems like it would be, with the fact that the big one has the double negates, and Beyond the Pendulum is nutty going second. It just does not have the resilience to play through interaction. And that's actually the final point. With all its brickiness, it dies to interaction heavily. During the one game that we won against MathMex, if they had Ash or Imperm me during any time in my combo, like early on, if they had just Ash either of the Herald effects, I would have just had to go end phase. So the deck dies to really any interaction. With that, my final saying is, it's really fun when you build the boards. Coolie is a really cool card. It's like now one of my favorite like Pendulum cards. Pendulum Blink Bomb cards, you know. But other than that, there are a lot of better there just are a lot of better Pendulum decks that do something fairly similar without like all the gimmicks and like kind of loopholes they have to jump through to like get through this one. So if you like even in odds, and if you like bricking, I would suggest this deck. But if you want something actually competitive, I would say nah. But with that, that's going to be it for this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I just want to say thank you so much for the love on all the other like videos. Seeing them all go like up in views, I'm just like watching. They're like, ooh, fun, ooh, piece of candy. So I just want to say I really appreciate that, and let me know down in the comments what other decks you'd want me to do, or if you want me to do something like doing those different punk decks, but instead in a more short-form video, instead of combine them into one, go into more detail on them and give them their each own separate video. I was thinking of doing that on the Witchcrafter Punk one because I think that's pretty cool. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and with that, I will see you on the next one.